Alright, good morning guys. It's Rod from Lumboxy. We're a small little homestead here in Middle Tennessee, just trying to become more self-sufficient. It did a number on our garden, an absolute number. It pushed all our sunflowers over, crushed all them down. It also took a lot of our elderberries off. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to harvest whatever I can off the elderberries, and we've got some damage, but we're going to take cuttings from them and we're going to create an elderberry row, and we're going to see if we can get up to maybe 100, 200, whatever we get of elderberries, and it'll just add some more value to the property that way. So let's go. And you can see the elderberries in there. They took a bit of a beating. On some of them you can see they got wiped out from the high winds and stuff like that. But we have a lot of green ones still on here, so we're going to let them obviously keep going. There's a dang Japanese beetle down there. If it will focus, there she is. But we should get a few up there. I'd rather get them now before we lose them all, and we'll just probably turn them into jelly. You can see there's some more over here that got taken out. I'm just gonna harvest what I can. And we'll probably just make jelly out of these. So they're actually there. So I think if I continue to take cuttings, and this duck, we do have a lot of ducks. We have more females sitting on eggs, so we're increasing our females to male ratio, and I think we're going to have a really nice Thanksgiving, if you know what I mean. It's a nice succulent duck. I really enjoy duck. I think I like having a few chickens, because I do like chicken eggs, but I prefer duck meat. I think for me, it makes sense to have ducks over the chickens. They're less destructive. They don't rip up my garden. Yeah, they'll get in there and they will do some damage, but they're not as destructive. We've got our guineas, which the guineas, I will give them this. They have really helped our tick problem around here. So if you do have tick problems, like many of you already know, guineas are really good for that. But I'm going to leave a few of these on here for the birds, for the wild birds as well. But I'm going to take the majority of them. You can see, and I hope that focuses. But there. They're sweet. They got that little bit of tartness, and supposedly they're like a superfood. Obviously, many people know that elderberries can be used as a medicinal. They can also be used as a ingredient for wine. I've made that before. It does take a lot, and you need to get a really high sugar content. Look at that. That's what I just popped that one, but that's okay. That's just fruit gel. So what I was thinking is I'm going to take a large amount of cuttings and create a whole new row, orchard area basically, of elderberries. And I think possibly, if it comes down to it, that is sort of like a little revenue stream for my family as well, to have elderberries. I'm sure the price is probably a premium for them, considering they seem to be the in sort of, you know, with the alternative medicine crowd at the moment. And that includes me. We've had it before, we bought it, and it's premium. So let me keep going with this, and we'll see what we get, and I'll show you in a minute. So that's the old sunflowers. They got beaten to a pulp. So I don't think that's the right way to do it, but I don't know any better. But I'm just gonna keep harvesting and harvesting. Like I said, what I'll do is I'll end up freezing these, I guess, in these batches until we get a large amount, and we'll collect all our blackberries this year. Blueberries ain't really around here, are not really in the wild. Now, there are farms and stuff like that that grow them, and they grow them really well, but if we're going to wild forage, blueberries really just aren't a great deal for us. And you can see it's getting there. And there's a lot more, and there is a ton more green on here too, which being a bit later in the season. And but I really want to get the ones off that are ripe enough that when we get wind and rain, that we're losing them. And the chickens like little bits of these. So do the ducks. But this is 2 plants. It's 2 plants in here so far, and we'll just keep, I said, I've got a lot of cuttings to take off this, and we will see how many we can get going. It's hard to fight nature. And if I can find something here that gives my family something like this, but on a larger scale, and I don't have to, one, I don't really have to look after it that much. 2, I don't need to spray it with chemicals to keep the bugs off it. And 3, it gives an abundant harvest. So I think yes. No, we can't survive off just elderberries. But it gives me some ideas. These are a little riper, and you can tell because they're bursting on my hand. And yes, I know people out there are going to be like, you're picking them too early. It's either I pick them now, a little jumping spider, or I lose them. So we're doing all right. We'll give them a clean up, remove some of these stalks. What's that? That's 3 pints so far. And you can see there's a lot more still on here that is yet to be ready. A bit far gone. And it took some damage, but we're going all right. So, we got just under 2 liters, nearly two quarts. I'm pretty happy. accidentally pulled a couple of onions, so we've got a few onions here. We'll dry these out. We'll put them in, get them drying. The winds and the rains we've had lately have been insane. We go from drought to flood to cyclonic weather all in an afternoon. And let me show you something. I'll get you over here and give you 1 week, and I didn't realize. That's a zucchini. So I'm thinking what I might do with that is I might just let it go to seed and harvest the seed, and that we'll use that as a land-raised zucchini. Seems to grow phenomenally well around here, so we'll use the seed from that. The garden has become overrun, I'm not gonna lie. Even with all the mulch and everything down, it's just exploded with weeds. I'm getting in, I'm pulling them, pull the weeds, lay it down on top. As long as they haven't got seed heads on them, I think we should be right. Just keep mulching, adding nutrients back to the soil with the weeds. People will be happy to know I didn't leave the potato bin bare. I put some things like kale seeds in one side. I did put some lima beans in the other, but I've noticed that only 2 have come up, and it's been nearly 2 weeks. So I'm probably safe to assume that maybe those seeds were a little bit on the way out. So what I did is I threw about 10 seed potatoes back into that one side. If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. It's all a learning process for me. So we'll get these elderberries into the freezer. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate all the new follows, likes, comments. If you've got a comment and you think you see something that I'm doing, and I know there's a lot that I'm doing that is absolutely wrong, but if you've got some constructive advice for me, I'm all for it. And what do you think about that elderberry grow? Starting a miniature elderberry farm. I'm sure I can get 100 cuttings off these plants. So let me know, and we'll see you next time. All right, right out.